Hi friends, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a good week so far. I wasn't able to release videos for the past couple of days because I was actually moving, so I couldn't set up or shoot any videos. But I'm back, so thank you for staying around and keeping in touch and watching my videos. Today, I want to share one of the very important or most important secrets I've discovered about the difference between the rich and those that are not rich. So, the wealthy and the unwealthy or the poor. I don't want to necessarily use the word poor, but those who are wealthy and those who are not. Um, you see, when you talk to people and you ask them, okay, why is it that you're not wealthy, or if they begin to tell you the reasons why they think they're not wealthy, most of them would talk about their income. They'll say, man, I just need to make more money, I need to increase my income, I need to do this, I need to start a business. They always think of income. In fact, if I was to ask you this, why do you think you're not rich if you're not? You would probably say, okay, it's income. I don't make enough money, or I don't, my salary is not high, or my employer doesn't pay me a lot, or my business doesn't make enough money. And, but all those reasons are basically the same thing. You don't have enough income. But you see, that is actually not the reason why you're not rich. That is not the truth. The reason is this. What separates the wealthy from the unwealthy: how you use your money, how you spend your money. You see, those who are very rich or those who are becoming rich or wealthy spend most of their income, no matter how small or large it is, on assets, while those who are not spend their income on liabilities. Now, if this is your first time hearing those two words, assets versus liabilities, you may wonder what they are. Well, here is a quick, description of what they are. Assets are things that put money in your pocket, okay? Whereas liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. So if you're thinking of an asset, you're thinking like a real estate property that you buy and you rent it out and you get rent every month that is paid into your account. Or if you have a business that generates an income for you, that's an asset. Also, your knowledge, your skill can be an asset. The things you can do, your creativity can be an asset. So those would be assets. Another thing that would be an asset would be like stocks. If you buy shares or stocks in a company and it grows, so it returns value to you, it gives you more money. Whereas liabilities, on the other end, would be what we often spend our money on. So things like food, like rent. When we rent, we are paying. Our house is no longer just ours, right? We are paying for it, so it's taking money out of our pockets. Our cars are liabilities. So things that take money out of your pocket. So here's what I want you to do: to be honest with yourself for a second. Think of your income. How much do you make every month? So let's say, for example, you make 5,000 francs a month. At the end of the month, what percentage of that is going into assets? You'll find that probably you're spending a huge chunk of your income on liabilities. So now let me ask you, if your income was to double, do you think you now begin to spend more on assets or liabilities? Because the truth is, when our income increases, we want more things. We want to buy more things: the latest cell phone, the latest computer, the latest clothing, fashion brands, all of that, latest wristwatches, or whatever we want. We spend more money. We want to eat out more. We want to experience things in life. And it's good. Those things are very, very good. But at the end of the day, whenever we buy liabilities, we actually make other people rich. Because think about it this way: every liability you have is an asset for somebody else. So let's say I own an apartment and I rented it out to you. That apartment to me is an asset, but to you is a liability. Every liability you have is an asset to somebody. If you come to my store to buy groceries, I have gotten richer, you've given me the money for it, right? Whatever it could be. If you bought a car from my car dealership, you've given me the money, you have the liability, I have the asset, which is the cash which I use to purchase more and sell. So you always have to think that way. Are you utilizing your income, your salary, to buy assets or to buy liabilities? Liabilities will take money away from your pockets every month. The money is gone. Once you've spent it, it's gone. Whereas assets put money back into your pocket. They make you rich over time. And if you start today buying assets, over time you will certainly get rich. It's just a matter of time. Now you may be saying, well, I can't invest in real estate, it's too expensive here in Switzerland or where you live, or I don't have a lot of money, I don't have this. See, the simplest way to begin investing in assets, I will say two things. Number one, your financial knowledge, because that helps you make the right decisions. Okay, number one is financial knowledge. That's the best asset to have. Number two is the stock market, investing in the stock market, because it doesn't take anything from you. You can start with as little as you have, as little as 100 or 110 francs. You can buy a share of the entire stock market today. That's something that anyone can do. That's the cost of going out to eat for a family here in Switzerland. So think about it. Are you going to be spending your money on liabilities that make you poorer and make others richer? Or are you going to make yourself richer by buying assets which put money back into your pocket? That is what separates the wealthy from those that are not wealthy. That is the ultimate thing, how they utilize their money. So really, really consider this. You are either making yourself richer or you're making yourself poorer. Because think about it this way, or you're making somebody else richer. You're either making yourself richer or someone else richer. You may not necessarily be poor, but the way you utilize your income or your salary will either make you rich or someone else rich. You always have to think about it that way. And this is another thing about assets that makes them superior. They protect you over the long term and they secure your future. See, let's say for example, I bought a property today in Switzerland. Or let's not even use property. Let's use stocks, which is what we tend to focus on mostly on this channel. So let's say I bought shares in Apple for 1,000 francs today. Do you think in 10 years it's going to be worth less than 1,000 francs? Probably not. It's going to be worth more. However, I bought it today with 1,000 francs, and even in 10 years it's worth 5,000 francs. Apple has made me 4,000 francs richer without doing anything, just buying. So you have to think about it. Whereas if I spend that same 1,000 francs on an iPhone, I have just made Apple richer, but I have made myself not rich. It hasn't added anything to me. In fact, the moment I open the case, that iPhone begins to lose its value. Liabilities lose value over time. Assets increase in value over time. So you always have to think that way. How am I spending my money? How am I utilizing it? If you work 40 hours a week or 45 hours a week, it doesn't matter how much you work. How are you converting the time and your life's energy into assets that will make you wealthy over time? Are you using all your energy? Okay, here's how important it is. We all have time, right? Our time varies. How long we're going to be alive for, right? On this planet, it all varies. But we use our time mostly to work. We are either utilizing that time to make others rich or to make ourselves rich. Which means if you're making others rich, you're using your energy and your life to build up other people, to make them richer. But what are you doing for yourself? Your 9-to-5 job, that some people hate their jobs, some love it, but most people don't like their jobs. What are you utilizing that for? So you work so hard and then you go later to go make other people rich after working so hard for yourself? So basically you're working hard for others. It doesn't make sense. You really need to start prioritizing assets over liabilities, building your future wealth over everything else. Because otherwise you will not quit the rat race. You will not get off the hamster wheel. You just keep going round and round, and then when you retire, then you depend on the pension from the government. But the government pension can be gone anytime. Look at what's going on in the world right now. It's very, very tough with Russia and Ukraine and all of this. We are facing a very tough year. The past few years have been very rough with COVID and all these issues. But lots of people have suffered quite a lot because they did not have assets. But look at the wealthy. Do you think they got poorer during this time? No, they got richer. They got much more richer because their assets increased in value over the last few years. So you always have to think about that. Are you going to work and utilize your life's energy to make yourself rich or to make others rich? That is what separates the wealthy from those who are not wealthy. How they utilize their time, their money, and their energy. So I'd like to encourage you today. The easiest way to begin to utilize your time, energy, and efforts for yourself is by investing in the stock market. And if you'd like to learn how to do that, reach out to me. I have a Q&A session tomorrow on Thursday in my Facebook group. We'll be going live to answer questions about the stock market, and I have webinars that come up every month. So reach out to me. Even if you just want a free session, let's talk. Let's see how I can help you begin your journey to building sustainable wealth for you and your family. Thank you very much and have an amazing week. Bye bye.